Hello, my lovelies! So, Game of Thrones is back, thank God. So that means we have new hair. Not a whole lot of new hairstyles in the very first episode, but I did find one that we are going to do a version of. It is Sansa's handmaiden, not Shay, just some nameless girl, which I have been finding more hairstyles on the background type of players instead of the main ones because they've just kind of been rocking the same dudes for a while. But it is a hairstyle that I have never done because it is one of the hairstyles that I have never liked. It is the King's Landing hairstyle, as we call it. Well, that would be me, Shannon, and Siobhan. We're the Game of Thrones hair people. So, yeah, Siobhan has done the traditional King's Landing style, and I'm going to link to her video in the underbar if you would really like to go for it. I have never done it for two reasons. Three reasons, actually. Number one, Siobhan already did it. Why improve upon perfection? You know? Two, it is not what I refer to as a practical style, as in I would never leave the house in that hair. I just wouldn't. So, as you guys know, most of the hairstyles I do, with the exception of a very few in my fantasy hair series, it's always something that I would be willing to leave the house in. And three, it's just not all that pretty. It's that big roll with the Britain. It's not my favorite thing. However, oh, and here's a picture of what kind of the traditional one looks like. Okay, so any hoodles, that's just, you know, another handmaiden spy for Cersei. So that's kind of the tamed down King's Landing style. But Sansa's handmaiden was rocking a version of it, which is here. Awesome. I think that you can definitely see Margaery Tyrell's influence on the styles of King's Landing with that particular hairstyle. She is going to be Joffrey's queen, and her influence has been, you know, permeating the court life. So we're going to try that one because it's not too bad. It's not quite as extreme as the normal one, and I think I can do it without any hair pieces. So, you are going to need a few things. You're going to need some clippies because we have to do this in sections. You'll need a regular ponytail holder, and you're going to need approximately 6 clear hair ties because we're going to do 6 braids to get that thing. Now, there were no pictures of the back of her head, so that's where we get to do the guesswork. Oh, and pins. You're going to need pins, of course. I'm going to use my big bobbies from Sally's because those are the ones I like. So, what we're going to need to do is separate sections of our hair out before we pony it. And the sections we want to separate out are from right here behind the ear up to approximately here on both sides. This is why I got these little clippy doodles. Same thing on the other side. It seems to be about the same. Cool. And the rest of this, we are going to put in a high pony because it's going to serve as the base for that braidy bit up top. And then we will braid everything from the high pony. So, I need to get this up on top of my head. I may have to turn my head over. I don't know. We're going to see. Unless I can make it get up there. So, let me get my pony done and I'll be right back. We'll get you back in a sec. Hey guys, so we have our high pony, not quite right on top of our head, but really high on the back of our head. And this we are going to separate into 3 sections. Separate it in half, first and foremost. Don't worry about this part for now. That is our very last step. And then this section we need to separate into two sections, a right and a left, and these two sections we're going to English braid. That's it. So I'm going to get these braids done, and then I will be back to show you the next step. Okay, back in a second, darlings. We are back. We still have our two front sections sectioned out, and now we have three sections in the back, two braids, with some braided in apparently, and then our remainder. Still yet, we don't need to worry about these. We're going to mess with this first. Okay, so what we want to do is we're going to make sort of an oblong, oval-shaped bun up on top of our head. So I'm going to start, this will rest right in front of our ponytail holder. I'm going to start by pinning right from the get-go in an oval shape. I'm going to do one braid, and then I'm going to do the second braid. Oval thing happening. I'm just going to, wherever I put my mirror, I'm going to double check and make sure it's a pretty decent shape. It is. As you can see, don't worry about this little nubbin here. We're going to cover that up so it doesn't matter. We have a pretty good ovular shape, and we can't see our hair tie anymore, although I see this braid is popping down, so I'm going to pin that just so it doesn't move on us. I'm going to use one of the little pins since it's just a tiny braid end. All right, now we are going to take these front two sections and wrap them up and around. Okay, I probably should pin my bangs back so we get the look we're supposed to have. That way we'll have the proper finishing. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start with the right side. Pardon, just 1 minute. Cough. Alrighty, so we want this to be smooth, and we're going to bring it back. I'm so not wanting to be smooth today. Humidity, y'all. We're going to bring it back up over here to this side, and then we're going to pin. Since my hair is so long, I can't like wrap it around or we would lose all the braidy goodness up top. And like I said, I could not see the back of this hairstyle, so I'm going to take some liberties with what the back should look like, because I can. Because this is my video and my interpretation. Okay, same thing with the other side. Back as smooth as you can make it, because hers smooth like glass, for goodness sakes. Around, and then we're just going to give it a little twist and pin it right up here. Dun, 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 dun. Pinning, pinning. And I am X pattern pinning it so those edges will stay. So now we have these two bits. Pull this up a little. So I feel like we really got the pretty decent. Okay, now rope braids. We are going to rope braid the remainder of these two sections. We are also going to split this bit from our ponytail in half, and also 2 rope braids. So I'm going to do 4 rope braids right now, and then I'll be back with you to show you the finish. Okay, my lovelies, back in a second. Alrighty, darlings. So by all means, feel free to stop here. You can, because like I said, we have no idea what the back of this hairstyle looks like. but this is what we have going on. It is actually very pretty. You can leave all 4 of these braids swinging. I think this is very pretty in and of itself. This is a little odd, but you know, King's Landing hair. But like I said earlier, I think that we can definitely see Margaery Tyrell's style creeping into the other styles of the court. So I have decided that what we're going to do with these little bitty ones is we're going to make flowers, because you know, the Tyrells are all about the flowers. So what we're going to do is take our 2 smaller rope braids and we're going to wind them up into little flower buns, which we're going to pin into here to dress it up, because we can. So how you do that, you take where your ponytail holder is, you make a loop like so, and then we just wind it up like so. You want to try and keep it sort of flat. Don't worry about the tail, because we can tuck it under the bun when we're done, but it's kind of like making a pinwheel. I have done these before, my chrysanthem bun and other such things. It is the way you go about making a flower. I chose to do rope braids because they are fast and they are pretty, but if you would like to make this out of an English braid, then feel free. You know, I'm not here to tell you how to make your flower buns. But anyway, we're just winding it up like a pinwheel. Tee, tee, tee. I got it all. The hardest thing is trying to keep that sucker flat. Alrighty, let me see if I've got it situated where I want it to be on the back here. There we go. And now I'm going to pin it in place. Alrighty, I'm going to go ahead and do the exact same thing on the other side with my other shorter rope braid, and then I'll be back to show you our complete hairstyle. Alrighty, darlings, back. Darlings, here we go. Oh, I think it turned out really pretty. I liked adding the little roses for 2 reasons. One, it helps figure out what to do with this rest of this hair that was just hanging there after we did our wrap, and you know, it lets us fancy it up a bit and put a little Tyrell influence into it with the flowers. Makes it fancy. You want to pull these 2 over your shoulders so you'll be appropriately King's Landing-y-ish. But anyway, and if you're wondering why these are so puny when clearly they weren't on the girl in the still photo, that would be because this was probably all of her hair, and this was a hair piece. I do not use hair pieces. I only use what I have available on my head. So I think this is a pretty reasonable approximation. It is not maybe quite as large up top, but this one is more wearable. So, you know, I like wearable. So here you go. Here is our finished Sansa Handmaiden King's Landing style. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope you give it a go. Or, you know, take some of the techniques and maybe make it into a hairstyle that is more in your taste of things. And yeah, so keep your fingers crossed they show us something groovy next week, because I really want some new hair. The Purple Wedding is coming up, so I just know there's going to be something good there. Any hoodles, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by, and I hope everybody has a great day. Alrighty, my lovelies. I love you. Bye.